You heard? I don't give a fuck. I told you, I don't give a fuck. Really, really, I don't give a fuck. Fuck the trolls, fuck the chat, fuck the fake content creators.
I can't understand why T.M.K thinks he is about to change the sector. What the fuck is T.M.K thinking? Is this nigga trolling right now? Nobody asks for your advice, and you keep giving it and nobody takes it. And he acts holier than thou. That's what T.M.K do around here.
First of all, Bombay ain't no fool. I be on here live every day dropping jewels.
So dropping jewels, is that what you call it? But to me you sound like an alcoholic who just came home on bail talking that Islam shit that you learned in jail.
So tell me something, why you tuning in to listen? Just so you can hate and make your ratchet ass glisten?
Ratchet maybe, what you talking about? You only have me on your channel cause your ass needs the clout.
Clout from you? You must be smoking that wet boo. You got 98 members, only getting 50 views. Say I'm repeating, but you the one with the echo. Do you hear your replay or you just don't know?
Trying to feed me lies, I find it hard to swallow.
But your throat is cheap and for 50 we can borrow.
I can't understand why T.M.K thinks he is about to change the sector. What the fuck is T.M.K thinking? Is this nigga trolling right now? Nobody asks for your advice, and you keep giving it and nobody takes it. And he acts holier than thou. That's what T.M.K do around here. He had laid off of this lecture for a little while, but he done started kicking it back up again. Where essentially he's giving this lecture that the sector shouldn't be so negative. And then he complain about people complaining, and then he be negative about people being negative. Is this nigga a slow learner?
Slow to learn, but I'm here to burn. Like the last 3 guys when you gave them a turn.
Burn, I'll have you know my shit is fresh.
It's fresh as in fish, I see what you meant.
You can't roast and your lies make me sleepy. You act nice but the ladies think you creepy. I can't stand when you go on and
Your
on.
mama did, that's why she calling me long, Dick Daddy, straight from Hoboken. With 10 for the win, steady deep stroking.
Bombay, you know you ain't shit.
Shouldn't you be somewhere choking?
I be on here just playing around.
But you can't go live without trying to clown.
Babe, can't you see I'm all the way down?
On your knees.
You know you want me.
Bitch, please.
I can't understand why T.M.K thinks he is about to change the sector. What the fuck is T.M.K thinking? Is this nigga trolling right now? Nobody asks for your advice, and you keep giving it and nobody takes it. And he acts holier than thou. That's what T.M.K do around here.
So now you know, I really don't give a fuck. Say what you want, I don't give a fuck. Criticize me and my shit, I don't give a fuck. No, really, I don't give a fuck. I don't. Whoa, welcome, y'all. It's morning, it's Monday morning, it's Manic Monday. Yo, check this out. I'm on here with a random live trying to fill up this time slot because we need this time slot filled up. And I was told, you want the change in the world, you got to be the change. So I'm trying to be the change. I need to find the volume on this Joan. Cause it found like it's coming across like really loud. Okay, to me. Let's cut that back a little bit. There we go. All right, so ain't nobody in the time slot right now. By that, that's a joke. First of all, understand this. This is my YouTube channel. Ain't no time slot. I go on when I go on. But still, I feel like we need more quality content and we need people to come out here and do it. Now, y'all heard my little intro song. Basically, that used to be my theme from 2024. I don't give a F or F-U-C or F-U-Q-Q as I like to write it. I mean, it holds true. It rings out true. The whole premise of the joint, as you can see, I had my little vocal samples. You know, I was being told what I am and who I am around here. Let me say something to y'all real quick. Let's cut this volume down a little bit more. I don't know. I feel like I don't want to be overpowered. I really don't need it at all, to be honest with you. All right, so that's a little better. So anyway, check it out. You're going to always run into this. You can't win. You can't win on BlackTube. right? Let's get that. Welcome, Divine Seven. See that soul supporter. You can't win. Now, I'm on here with my message. The song was about my personality. It was me personally. You know, he's holier than thou. He's always like lecturing. He's always doing this and that. Let me tell you something. I wrote at the end, if you read that little dialogue at the end, it said, this is my content. I'm going to continue to do it. I probably will never change because simply I don't give a F. Welcome, STL. Where you been at? You dropped that baby yet? I want to name this one if I can. If you ain't dropped the baby yet, I got some names. But anyway, so you got to speak your speech. You got to speak your truth. What your message ain't for everybody. You understand what I'm saying? Now, when you heard in the song how it referenced, like, you know, people complain, or me complaining, right, about y'all. Now, understand, if you hearing my words now, you might hear it as a complaint. You might hear it as judgment. You're going to hear it through the lens that you're going to hear it through. Now, see, the thing is, if you listen closely with an open mind and subjectively, objectively, you will notice that I sound like everybody else on BlackTube. I'm saying some things, I'm giving opinions, I'm giving thoughts, I'm just putting it out there, right? Now, if in my commentary I happen to make a comparison or reference somebody else, then so be it. Now, if you notice anything about me, the one thing you don't hear is a whole bunch of name dropping. I did a whole song yesterday. Y'all heard it? How you like it? Was it cool? Ain't one name in it. Don't need names. See, it's all about the content. It's not about the people, you know? So even doing your content, oh, my song ain't on a loop. What's up with that? Man, I need an engineer in here to produce for me. Yeah, showing up. Oh, that's how you hit the loop. So yeah, anyway, you going to do your comments. Your commentary, right? You can't please everybody, and don't try. Let's go on the record with a couple things. My name is Dr. Bombay. I've been around this holy place somewhere there about 2019. You know, I've been here a long time. I was on BlackTube for several years. I ended up over this side because I used to hang out in what they call black conscious sector. Ain't too much conscious about it. It's the same bullshit you see over here, or you see in the beef sector or the church sector or anywhere else. It's all the same. It's all one. That's why I call it BlackTube. Y'all like to divide yourself into sectors, but if you really look back historically, a lot of you either exist in multiple sectors now, or you came through an evolution of several places throughout BlackTube. So we're going to call it BlackTube because I can't tell one side different from the other. You understand? If I'm over in Black consciousness, you got people arguing, doxing, dragging, pulling up historical facts, criminal records, all kinds of shit. Same thing you got over here, but on a smaller scale. Now, let me tell you something. Why I like the Umar sector. The reason why is it's smaller. Now, there's been some campaigns in the last couple of months or last year where people were we need to expand it. We need to grow it. We need to go merge over here and merge over there. No. You're small and intimate. I think the problem is that we got some dark elements that's on the scene that's been introduced where they're here just to eat the souls of other people and tear shit up, you know? Now, see, coming in here with that, I'm just gonna fuck with people every day. Now, that don't work in a small space of about 30 or 40 people because then you run out of food, you run out of content. Welcome, LV, the homie, and Kip. You run out of content. After you done eat each other and spanked each other to death, what else is there? Now you wanna go expand and take shit all across the globe, and then somehow that's supposed to make it better. Well, maybe. Now, I did notice something. Now, before this expansion into these other sectors, y'all used to go live and be rocking with 60 and 70 people in the chat. Remember, it'd be like 20 people active and 50 or more people anonymous. And remember how I used to come on, always have my same 12 people, and I would get clowned like, yo, Bombay over there on the mic talking to nobody. His shit is dead because I got 11 people. Remix, you said that about me. I'm dead. It's dead. Now, look, Everybody over here is got the same. What happened to the 70 people? Where they at? See, I think what happened is when y'all open the door and start trying to expand, them 50 people in your base, the ones that were silently cash apping you and supporting you and running your watch hours up, they all just kind of, I guess, found it more interesting over next door where you was trying to take them. See, check this out. Let me go on the record once and for all, not that I have to. I'm not here today. I wasn't here yesterday, and I will not be here tomorrow to tell you or anyone to stop doing what you're doing, okay? That's not what I'm here for. Now, I put up a comment the other day. I'm going to go live about that on another time. We was talking about what kind of sector, yada, 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 yada. Well, they got a saying. They say reading is fundamental, and a lot of people don't read. I invite you, though, go back and read that comment again. Read it and look at the first line in it. But we done already talked about that. A couple of you did shows on the topic. I'm going to save that. But I didn't come here today. It's more so random, why I came on. I felt like, we need to get somebody on the airwaves, get somebody talking. What we ain't going to do today, we're not going to do the same old, same old. You understand what I'm saying? I did want to hit on a couple of points, though. I really did. So when you don't have something prepared, this is what it sounds like. So anyway, what is funny though? I don't want to talk about roasting. I want to talk about humor. Because I hear a lot. I don't understand. I want somebody to explain it to me, go live and just give me the logic maybe. Okay, so you turn on the microphone and your whole premise for being on the mic is tearing shit up. You want to go around, you want to roast, you want to clown people, you want to do all this shit under the guise of roasting and humor. But then shit get real. 5 minutes later, y'all saying, oh man, no, you crossed the line, you touched the nerve, you shouldn't have talked about this, you shouldn't talk about that. And I've been trying, now that's where I've been confused. I've been trying to figure it out. What constitutes crossing the line? Now, see, me personally, I've already said y'all shouldn't be bringing no kid. Don't talk about nobody's kids on here. They personal family members. Because technically speaking, if you boxing with me and shit, why you gonna, why you gonna hit my mom's in the front row? She ain't got nothing to do with this. But see, that's usually evident of you're losing the fight. You gotta go out and disparage children. You gotta go out, spin false narratives or lie roast. You got to make shit up that ain't there. I listen to a lot of the commentary. Even when it's about me, I find it interesting. It's always like, well, the people are talking about you, and then they're answering their own question in the same sentence, creating a false narrative. Now, what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to get back on the mic, and you're supposed to respond to them, say their name, which basically gives them more content. Then it becomes a back and forth. And then all of a sudden somebody talks about somebody's kids or dead parents or handicap, something, a disease, something they can't help. Right? And then all of a sudden the tears come on. It's like, yo, that's effed up. See, the thing is, if you don't know how to fight, then don't get in the ring. That's what I would say to that, Oh man, my bad. Let me get back to the F shit because I'm sounding too much like a voice of reason. I did say I'm not here to tell you what to do. Never was, never will be. Let me see, y'all. I'm kind of new on the platform. But yeah, nah, man, no kids. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. You can go ahead on and talk about, you can go ahead on and drag somebody's kids and dox them and pull them up and do all of that, if you want. All I got to say is, well, then you just got to deal with the consequence, behind it. You got to take what come with that. If they show up, they show up. I mean, what you gonna do? Just be ready. So, I don't know, man. That's a link right now. I don't know if that worked or not. Y'all know, like I said. But anyway, we can be adults. We can have jokes. We can roast. Y'all can do whatever. But do y'all know what it's about though? See, I remember watching something called the Dean Martin roast, and it would be celebrities would come out and they would make jokes. on each other, and the person was the man or the woman of the hour. And it was never nothing that was meant to be like, wasn't nobody trying to destroy somebody's soul. Some of you wake up in the morning just dark as shit. Like you come out, you breathe air, you just release toxicity. Watching those, matter of fact, people would talk about Dean Martin's alcoholism he got roasted every time about the shit. Shit was hilarious. You know what I mean? That man ain't take it personal. It was just most of them was friends. I had referenced one time, I told somebody here a couple years ago, I said, yo, you should do that. You should have a dais. You should make one person the person of the hour, and you should have a dais of about up to 6 to 8 people and have them just roast the person. And then you have the person of the hour roast all the other people. And then guess what? It's a good show. You get your little cash apps going. Nobody get hurt. But like I said 1,000 times, you got people, your life is tore the fuck up, So all your hurt and your pain, you got to come on here and redirect it. You know what I mean? So with that being said, it don't become funny anymore. It's not funny. It's some old heinous, painful ass shit. And I've said, how is that one minute you super evil, ready to burn people's souls, and then the next minute crying tears and shit? How is that? Are you evil, or are you a person with a soul and feeling? You can be both, I guess. A yin and a yang, I don't know. But, hey, look, I ain't here to define. Y'all done heard enough of that talk. I ain't here to define what's going on with that. Mostly I'm just babbling. But anyway, I did reflect on that a little bit. Now, there was some things going on around here in the last week. 2 brothers on the panel. It was an epic ass whipping over at Remix's house. Lot of ninja bombs dropping. It was definitely a KO. There's no way to slice that. But of course, you'll slice it the way you want to see it, because why? It don't matter who really won. Because I don't like the person that won, and I like the other. I don't even like the other person, but because I don't like the person that won more, I gotta just change the narrative and make excuses and shit. And see, you right. If y'all was in person, you would have been louder, or if you would have had a high speed connection. The fuck out of here. What that got to do with anything? I was over on what's that, Pillsbury Boulevard. I was watching some roasting and ass whipping handing out with the ladies. And some of the peanut gallery made comments talking about, oh man, see, she yelling and this. Well, look, isn't the point then y'all say y'all got B-sector mics, the louder, the loudest don't always win. The person that hit the most punches win. And when you in a fight and you trying to fight logic, when you getting your ass handed to you using logic and talking like this in a low calculated voice, your ass is losing. You're losing. And there's nothing wrong with that. But see, that's the games you want to play. You want to be here. You want the sport. You got to take what come with that shit. And sometimes you're going to carry a L. That's why I don't say I'm the best this, the top this, the ultimate that. You're none of that. Now, you got to make up your mind. Do you want to come on here and call this shit roasting, hide behind pain, hide behind tragedy, hide behind everything else? Or do you want to come on here and be some adults and have some real conversations? Guess what, y'all? You can do both. You can roast one day and you can do some serious shit the next. You can do that. Or how about I just do all the serious shit and then you do all the roasting? No, that's not right either, because I don't want to be one way all the time. So, but when I step out of bounds and I decide that I want to do some roasting and some fuckery, oh, I thought he was the voice of reason. Oh, he's such a family man. I can't believe he's speaking in that manner. You get all aristocratic and fucking, royal and shit. Telling me what I can't do. Impossible. I ain't nobody daddy. I ain't on here to be one way. I'm not. Anybody know me in real life, I'm not this way all the time. Yeah, we have serious shit. And then we get down with the get down. Hey, tell me something. Can y'all see that link? Anybody, can y'all see that? I'm just curious. Do it work? I don't know. But anyway, it probably do. So anyway, yeah. You're going to constantly face that. You're going to constantly have people telling you what you're not supposed to be. Oh, you're supposed to be a woman, so you can't. You're supposed to be a man. You too old. You too young. all these different things. Man, come on here and do what you got to do. Be free. Be free and do what you got to do. Hey, short of effing up your livelihood. Don't let these goddamn people on here. Man, look, let me tell you something. You can poke fun, but don't poke fun at the wrong people. Because some of these mother effers, man, they come for your life and shit. You know, they want to go to your livelihood. When that shit starts to happen, turn the mic off. Now y'all know why I ain't on here dropping a whole bunch of names and going at the same person for like 88 days in a fucking row. Now you see why? Because it's more important shit outside of here. See, people that ain't got shit and that ain't shit ain't got shit to lose. And you need to ask yourself a question. How important is your mortgage? How important is your son's tuition? How important is your professional reputation? And then if you can answer that a certain way, then ask yourself, why the fuck is you going to keep playing with a dirtbag that ain't shit, ain't got shit, ain't never going to be shit, ain't going to have shit, and cause you to lose your shit? Why? That's all I'm saying. Now, if I'm holier than thou, because I said, no, I just speak pure fucking logic. Oh, but you made diss tracks. You roasted people. You made songs. Yep, I sure did. But guess what? I checked with Heather from HR before I did that shit, and that's why I ain't all into the name dropping. Because y'all some phone calling motherfuckers, boy. Y'all be right up there talking to Heather about some shit I done did. But see, here's the thing, man. Read your employee handbook before you come on here and ask yourself, is it worth it? You know, you got to ask yourself, is it worth it? Now, I done sat on here and heard all kinds of shit. I heard gay people being disparaged, all kind of special needs kids, well, shit, who else? Women, all kind of groups of people. It was no hold barred. And then when somebody asks you, why do you do that? You turn around and say, well, they did it to me. Or they talked about my kid. You got some excuse. Okay. Again, ultimately, what do you have to lose? You know, because if it's your whole house and everything else, this shit ain't worth it. It ain't important winning the argument. See, the people, you'll never win the argument because they're gonna always go back to their channel and say what you said, and then they're gonna spin the narrative. Well, he's saying this. Matter of fact, I use myself as an example because I love talking about me. That way people can't say I'm sitting around passing judgment. So for instance, now let me give y'all a disclaimer. I'm about to say something. And these individuals are going to run out here and say, I'm mansplaining or niggasplaining, something like, they're going to use something to that effect to kind of take the air out of what I'm about to say. See, that's some bullshit. That means basically he won't take the punches and lay down. He's defending himself. No, I'm not. As the song stated, I don't give a fuck about air motherfucker on here and what they feel, what they got to say. I told you, that flashing red button, you push that shit down, hold it down, the whole CPU shuts off. These people the fuck appear. You ain't got to stand on here. Understand, they on here, they need this shit every day. They got to come on here and talk, puff their chests out and cuss and scream in these mics and talk that shit because they got to feel like big people on here. How the fuck you on here? You got 50 people in your chat. You ain't got 50 people in the real world you cool with. But I ain't come on here to beat nobody's ass this morning. I just came on here just to talk because some shit was on my mind, and I just happened to have this is a day off, which is a day of fucking work for me. Y'all know how I get down. So anyway, you could spin a narrative. I posted some information. I did a whole live about this, right? And I talked about something I posted. It was from a man. He wrote an article with some shit. He was from another culture, another country, different standards or whatever. And I made a whole live because, of course, you know, y'all motherfuckers are sitting up like night fucking owls at 2 a.m, clipping shit, recording shit. Why? Fuck, no, let's go there. Why the fuck is you up in the middle of the night clipping and recording shit so you can find or catch somebody? Gotcha. So you can catch me in some shit 6 months ago. You said this, but now you doing that? Who gives a fuck? Because when it comes to what people said and what people did, y'all want to talk about, oh, it's some private shit. Y'all motherfuckers is on phones, on record, on tape, disparaging the shit out of each other, it gets played on here, but all of a sudden, oh, that was a private conversation. Well, motherfucker, everything is private then. Kip's Kids Records is private. My daughter's fucking dissertation is fucking private. Oh, well, it's in the public domain, but it ain't the fuck on YouTube now, is it? Anyway, they gonna say, oh, he's getting hot, he's triggered. That's a word saying triggered. Triggered, when they call you triggered, that means you're losing the fucking argument. That's what that means. So fear not. But anyway, so you put some shit out, it's private. Oh, another thing too. I think what going on with Dr. Umar Johnson's family, I think that shit is a private fucking matter too. It's private. Well, he's a celebrity and okay. Well, y'all celebrities too, because guess what? He on YouTube, he's YouTube famous. You're on YouTube, you're YouTube famous. But if I go talking about your kids and some shit, it's a problem, right? Okay, I get it. Well, he talks about families and all this big tough shit, but then he's not living the example. Yo, I can agree with that. You know, two truths can exist in the same space at the same time. You can be a deadbeat dad, a hypocrite, and you can also try to do good for your community at the same time. Right? You can do all of this. Hey Kip, you said the link kicks you out. I think it has to be sent to email or something like that. I don't know, man. JJ Twin, he was trying to explain this shit to me. You know, or it could be something on your phone. Yeah, but anyway, that's a private matter. Hey Kip, copy and paste the link and text it to yourself. I don't know if that'll work or not. But yeah. Now see how it's two sides of the story? It's a private matter because I ain't got no beef with Umar. I ain't got no beef with him, so to me, it'll like it's a private matter. To you, because you need content, or maybe you just don't like the guy, it's now fair game. So what is fair game and what is not is one of the questions I'm asking. Look, man, I call a spade, and I see it what it is. I see the pain in the people. We all know who's suffering. We all know who really here every day and gotta have this shit and who don't. We know who is here for entertainment purposes and who's not. I'm saying you can't keep flipping the script though. You can't be like, oh, his fucking whole criminal record is right there on Front Street. We're going to ignore that. But then hearsay over here is actual factual because somebody posted a text message that's could be from a fucking generator made in Photoshop. Oh, but that's an absolute God-given truth. It was verified by the Senate and the House representatives. Look, man, stop playing these games. Stop playing these games. That shit ain't roast. That shit. Oh, why am I doing? That's because, okay, yeah, it's echo. You know, you, okay, how about now? Okay, we here now.
What about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you got a Bluetooth or some earbuds?
Nah, I don't have them with me right now.
All right, so when you not, now I don't know how to do that.
Is that going?
Yeah, because I'm feeding back through your phone.
Okay. All right. Let me try something else then. Let me see how that'll work. Let me see. All right, then I'm gonna come down. Then I'm gonna try it again. Okay.
Yo, what's up? Okay, so yeah, Kip. It's I had this before. I was talking to that one lady on here. It was the first time, and I have no clue why it echoes back up on itself. Why it do that? I don't know. But yeah. So anyway, this is nothing I probably haven't said before, and maybe there is a setting on here that says echo cancellation. I don't know. Like I said, when I was over there on the stream hard, I didn't really have. No, I got the cancellation on. I guess that more so works for me, the user. But anyway, is it still even broadcasting at this point? I can't tell. Hopefully, we're still rolling. So anyway, the truth seemed to change from side to side. Now, of course, you can always tell who you're dealing with. Now, I noticed I don't have to say anything to anybody. I can just go put up a comment. All of a sudden, name ringing out on lives. Then Hickle the Peanut Gallery also commenting. Check this out. I started out this live like I do every other one, saying I ain't telling you to change your habits. I ain't telling you to do nothing different. I'm just saying, like, you gotta deal with the consequences, though. Don't come to us. Don't come to us when you get your ass handed to you or you get lit up or fried. Don't come to us talking about, oh, that's effed up. I'm just a black woman. Oh my God, this is what you gonna do to black people. All of a sudden, y'all turn into the fucking whole civil rights SNCC organization, Freedom Riders, the minute you fucking lose a battle. No, don't be black the fuck now. Don't be a woman now. Don't be a minority subgroup now. That you done dealt in the fuckery and got your shit, your wig pushed all the way back to the fat meat. Nah, keep the same energy, keep rolling. See, that's my problem. I'm trying to figure you out. Are we here? Are we pro-black? Are we respecting each other? Is this a black sector? What, like black tube? What's going on? Or are we just a bunch of individuals that have opinions and sometimes we have a difference of opinion? But see, the thing is, you can't handle a difference of opinion because then you got to go, like I said, y'all got the privilege of going to your own channels, spinning your own narratives. Y'all want, I've been called what? A Pedialyte because of some fucking article I didn't write. After that show, there was another show where it was brought up in the conversation. I couldn't even get up on the panel to fucking talk about it. But then the broad kept on running her mouth saying he wrote, and then he wrote some shit like this. He wrote some shit. Okay, check this out. If you a host, moderate that shit. I didn't write a goddamn thing. See, you gotta have the facts. Don't matter what you. Now, if you say I posted, that's one thing. Hey, that's an actual factual. But see, the thing is, when you lose, you got to become a motherfucking. You got to be a pedo, or they'll call you gay, or they'll call you. They gotta call you something. They can't come with the facts. There's a man around here. He said, Dr. Bombay. Look at Dirk. Dr. Bombay curses you lying. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Y'all got the comments on. Yeah, no doubt. There's a man on here. And again, y'all know him. This man was called. He had the Pedialyte jacket put on him because he was on social media, on his own social media, and there was some people, I want to say either the young adults or pre-adults or whatever, or following him, or he was following them on his page. Instantly, the man get the Pedialyte jacket slapped on him right away. Now, here's why I see things. Now, y'all problem is y'all on some emotional shit. Because y'all on some, well, I don't like him, so I'm going to take that narrative and make that shit stick and make it factual. Here's the thing. On my IG, I saw this kid. He was like, man, he had to be like a 4-year-old concert violinist up there in his tuxedo. This little young boy played that piece. Bruh, brought the house down. My daughter used to play violin. I showed it to my family. I shared it out. I clicked the follow button. Okay, that was the end of the story. Do I get to wear the P jacket now? Because I admire his talent. Now, see, let me tell you something. Y'all like to drop the word weird on everything. No, it's not a crime. A crime has not been committed. If a child is threatened or being harmed on social media, why is your ass on the microphone instead of calling the cops or the authorities to take it down? You know why? Because that shit that you try to push don't work. You can't say the man got 1,000 followers, X, Y, and Z on his list. Now, if you show the man in comments, offering the children candy, inviting them to McDonald's or some shit like that, now we got a problem. But see, it's all this false narrative shit. I ain't got no. But look. When you live roast, your ass lose. If you can keep with facts, right, and you can roast somebody with facts, you winning all day. Trying to destroy somebody's reputation and putting a jacket on them like that's some bullshit. I ain't never agreed with that. Oh, but it's weird. Then what the fuck is weird? I say weird is grown-ass people on here every fucking day talking to their imaginary-ass friends. That's weird to me. But it don't make it wrong. It don't mean I got to come on here and shut you down because of it. That's some strange-ass behavior. But see, I tell you, You think because y'all on here with 30 or 40 of your friends and y'all all in the same dumb shit that makes it right? No, it don't. Some of us are here for entertainment. I hang out in these chat rooms because they're funny. Pillsbury is one of the funniest roasting people I've ever freaking seen. You know what I mean? I don't care who he dating and all that shit. I don't tune in for that. But boy, when he let loose, that dude is hilarious. Okay? That's some real shit. See, when Pillsbury does his roast, he's not coming from, okay, y'all know Pills. Now, let me ask you a question. What you know about Pills, right? He works. He's somewhere in the culinary industry, right? He likes to chill. He comes online when he has time. And he likes the ladies. You know, he like to date, you know, which he should be doing, right? So I don't get a vibe from him that there's some personal shit and badass problems in his life. So when he comes on, it's a very carefree attitude. You know, he love the ladies. He love the queens. You know what I mean? So you know you're going to get a good show. You're going to get entertained. If he goes off to the left and roast, and you know, he'll roast your ass. And then the day later, he like, you up on his panel. You know why? Because he not going to do 50 and 80 lives about the same person. And he not roasting from a place of evil. He's roasting from a place of humor. That's the difference. That's why certain people we can tune into, we can listen to. And others, y'all just on here hurt the fuck up. And your souls is dark. And you, never mind. Anyway, I think y'all know what's funny and what the fuck is not funny. That's all I'm saying. You know the difference. So that's all I got to say about that. But see, the thing is, same dude though. Now they're going to take what I said here and they're going to run back and say, he said because the kids is on his social media that Dr. Bombay, see, I told you, he's one of them. He got the P jacket on because he said that was, no, I said a fact is a fucking fact. You clicking on the button, but see, that's society today. Society like to do that shit. They like to take these woke ass motherfuckers that ain't really woke. They will take anything and they live their lives in fear. You motherfucker, you at the Chuck E. Cheese and a 4-year-old kid say hi to you, say, how you doing? Oh, that's weird. It's strange. Oh my God, he's doing something to the child. Yo, y'all gotta get out that bullshit. I saw and see, the thing is, it don't matter if I like the other man or not. It ain't got nothing to do with that. I just feel like truth is truth, and a fact is a fucking fact. Now, again, bring me some evidence of some shit that's going on above and beyond a mere association, then I can ride with that. See, y'all don't like that shit, because see, your chest is burning right the fuck now because the person I'm talking about, you can't stand. You hate this person. You hate him so much, you just gotta make it be something that it's not. But meanwhile, the motherfucker you like out here choking bitches, stab 4 bitches, Zodiac killing, burying bodies all through Alabama. Oh, but you love this person, so they get a pass. Like I said, y'all, ain't no truth around here. Come on here for the reason you do. You on here for entertainment, come on here for entertainment. But the truth of the matter is, a lot of us got pain. A lot of us got some real ass issues in life. And if you ain't got no issues in life, raise your hand, because your ass need to write a book and teach the rest of us how not to have no issues in life, because we all do. Now, we gonna sit here and talk about Umar and his estranged parenting and all this other shit. Meanwhile, y'all got fucked up relationships with y'all kids. Separation, hatred, regrets because you was doing dumb shit when you was young, you messed up. Guess what? We all do it. Some of you ain't got no goddamn kids, but always an expert on what somebody else should be doing as a mother, as a father. Sit your ass down. Some of you got imaginary ass kids that don't fucking exist, and the mere mention of them, you all offended. Motherfucker, when is you ever interacting with them? Where are the pictures of you and them, the videos? Where you at Six Flags on the Worldwide? Pop. Where's the shit? So see, when I look at y'all, I can see through your bullshit. When you attacking somebody or you saying stuff out your mouth or you attacking me, I'm looking at your soul like, damn, what kind of hurt is inside of you to make you do this to me? Think about it, y'all. Do I wake up every day, come on here just fucking with people for no reason? Do I? Usually if I do a song that's dissing you, I usually ask permission. How fucking polite is that? Can I roast you? Do you mind? I mean, for real. Now, in the beginning, let's go back to 2019. In the beginning, I done said this on plenty of lives, but I feel like I always have to do a refresher for all the new kids on the block. I came around here and I started doing songs about people I never met, never talked to, never had a interaction with, don't know, probably never will know, didn't meet, won't meet, can't meet, you know? And word got back and there was some offenses. You know, I had to go back. I apologize for that shit. You know, I wrote a couple of them in chat rooms. You know, yo, that was fucked up. What shit was I on back then during the pre-pandemic? I don't know. But, you know, you live and you grow. You know, you live and you grow. So nowadays, I don't know. I'm still going to say what I got to say, but I will not be silenced. Man, don't let them try to shut you down with false narratives and every time. Think about it. You do a whole live stream, they got to go back and review your shit. Now, they're not reviewing it in a way where it's useful, helpful, or they're being analytical. They're going back to prove you wrong. Why? Because I'm not shit in life, so I got to prove everybody wrong. I got to be negative. I got to be this. I said something last night. I was over there at Photon DNA listening. Go check out Photon. Let me tell you something about Photon, some good shit. Now, over the years, Photon would say my name and shit be done. He'd be slamming the shit out of me, you know, talking shit. And I used to think it was funny because he would talk about, nobody want to hear that bullshit. He telling you the key of the song. Who gives a fuck if it's an A minor? Kick rocks. Yo, but I will tell you this. Some positivity about Photon. Photon has one of the most fair and balanced shows as far as reporting goes. Because it don't matter if he's enemies with you. It don't matter if you a woman, a man, fat, skinny, black, white. He does both sides of the story, right? He'll even let you go toe to toe and fight on the panel. But the thing is, I do admire the fact that he has principles. Like he says things that I don't hear in on regular news media anymore. Like he'll say, well, I don't have any experience with that, so I can't speak on it. Or he'll say, in my own life or in my own family, there are people that are different races, so I can relate to this other person. See, he rejects the idea that all black people are a monolith. See, that's the card they play. They play the race card. Well, Photon, you got melanin, so see, you got to speak and act and move like the whole herd, the rest of us. Otherwise, you're not a black person. Otherwise, you are a sellout. And that other word I'm not going to say. But the truth of the matter is, some of us do have, especially you New Yorkers know, New Yorkers will tell you, New York is probably one of the most multicultural places on the face of the planet. You know? So when you're in New York, man, you got shit. Half the time I'm running around here trying to figure out what people are. I just go, man, look, I don't know what race is. I don't know whatever. I wait till you speak. If I can recognize the accent or the language, we Gucci. If not, I can't. But I really do. I tune in because I find myself, I'm saying, why am I over at Photon? Right? He's doing another review and he's doing that trolling thing. But every so often, it just quiets down. And then you're going to get this, what I call fair and balanced reporting. And then, of course, he gives you his opinions on things which may or may not align with yours. But I feel like being fair is fair. So Pillsbury is funny. Sometimes Photon is very informative. He has a draw, you know, to the show. I like stuff like that. I want to see more of that. It's all good. And I know sometimes my own comments are not that popular. You know, certain people, you know, don't speak to me for whatever reason. Now, if you don't speak to me because somebody's on the live and they're disparaging me and all of a sudden you rock with this person so much you suddenly hate me, then go, man, come on, that's some weak ass shit. Yo, be your own person. Make your own decision. See, that shit don't happen with me. Because can't not one of you make me not like somebody else because you don't like them. And I'm going to tell you why that shit don't work. See, I done told y'all this. The minute you talk about, Bombay, why are you over? I hate speaking about myself in third person. Please forgive me. Why are you over there with them? And they was doing this and they went out here and they docked somebody and they did A, B, and C. Or he was with a man and they was at the hotel. Yo, here's my question. What the fuck did that person do to me? Personally. And then on top of that, your ass will be over here cussing them out, and 5 days later, they be sitting up on your panel all smooth the fuck over. Buddy, and all of a sudden. Especially when y'all end up with a common enemy that you both hate. So miss me with that shit. I don't follow no fucking herd. I'm a man. I do what I want. So all this division and separation, y'all talking about AFW this, Umar this and that, and the whole thing. And y'all like to slow that around, talking about, he's an AFW. Oh, he said something to anti. Oh, he's in alignment. He's a sympathizer. Okay, so let me understand this. So AFW is bad. Umar sector is good? I don't know. I see a lot of the same shit across the board. Matter of fact, going back historically, there wouldn't be no Umar sector per se without an AFW. Who do you think was on both opposing teams? Who? It was AFW, and it was, from what I saw, Darrell was on the other side in the Broke Brothers chat. So that gave us the dynamic. That gave us the intelligent dialogue, and then into sometimes shit would get heated. Stargate put it very eloquently last night. She said, yo, it was intelligent dialogue, adult people, and then when somebody broke a rule or stepped over line, they got their ass smacked. That's how it rolled. It wasn't no pure fucking, I hate myself, I hate my people, I hate my face, I gotta go unload on society, and the only way I can do that where it fucking matters is coming up in some chat room or going to a sector and just like taking pot shots at the head folks that's most popular. It wasn't like that. We ain't had to. Now, let me go ahead and bring y'all to the present, because I'm going to say this talk for another day. What you have here now on BlackTube is perfectly okay. Please, somebody clip this. I'm going to leave it. It ain't going away. It's perfectly okay. What this is that you have now is not what was in 2019. What you have now is perfectly okay, and it works for you all now. It works for me now. It has evolved. I'm not telling you that it's wrong. I'm not like these dumbass people that's telling you, because I tend to be a little nostalgic, that I'm telling you I want it to be like that again. What's the one thing I said? I said, whatever you people do, whatever you call yourselves, whatever group you're in, you gotta have the yin and the yang. Otherwise, that shit will fizzle all the way out. Look at your government. You live in a democratic society. The leadership now is trying to tear that shit down brick by brick because it doesn't work for them. It's designed to work for the will of the people. That's why you have two large separate parties. You gotta have the yin and the yang. You can't have one person running and dictating everything. That's a dictatorship. So miss me with the mischaracterizations and telling me what I said and what I'm trying. See, here's the thing, y'all, ask y'all a question. Why'd you listen to somebody on the microphone trying to tell you what somebody else said? Fuck that. If they reviewing a live, go over to the other person's live and watch it for yourself and make your own opinion. And the men, though, I will say to you, you should be ashamed. If you sitting there up under a broad, letting her tell you who the fuck to hate, you a grown-ass man. Yo, you can like her all you want. And if it come down to you want to sleep with that broad, or you got some feel, your loins is burning for her, then motherfucker get off of here and go tell her that. Don't fucking come hate me or start throwing daggers over here. That's some old punk ass shit we used to do in high school. Kip like a girl, I like the girl too, but I think the girl kind of like Kip because he played basketball. So all of a sudden I gotta go stab at her or stab at him because, you know, whatever. That was a terrible ass analogy, but y'all get what I'm saying. Right? Take me on my own merit, you know? And I'm sorry you got ops that I don't have and I don't share. I think for myself. We can still be cool, though. But I'm sorry. Some of these people on here ain't never did shit to me, so I ain't got nothing to say. And most times, if they do shit to me, I still ain't got nothing to say, as you know. I just go write a song, get it off my chest, if there's time, and then get the hell on. So you go ahead on, y'all. Keep on putting the jackets on people, calling people gay, calling them trans, calling them, put the P on them, the P jacket on them, do whatever you want. But at the end of the day, come with the facts, man. See, that's some shit right there. And it don't bother me. I know who I am. You know, I know who I am. I got a legacy. You know, I'm trying to see what the fourth generation gonna look like after me. What that's gonna look like. The third generation, I'm sorry. Shit, if I'm here for the fourth, goddamn it, hallelujah. If I could be 130. I don't know, y'all, if I want to hang on that long. Oh, you said that's your woman? Oh, man, I'm sorry, y'all. I've been kind of like not looking at the comments. And Derek, he working probably in that loud-ass hallway, so if he come up here, it's going to be echoes everywhere. Tells a person to not like someone that makes me want to look at that person and find a reason to like them more. Yo, I'm like that, too. Oh, Pills is here. What's up, Pills? Yeah. Oh, they going to say, Pills, I'm caping for you. So, yeah, I feel like that, too. I I always want to go see what's up. That was me. I was a curious dude. Why y'all don't like the girl? Man, she thinks she from the country. She this, she that. Guess what? I'm trying to see what's up with country girl. I want to know what's going on. Yeah, I know she dressed kind of whack. Got a skirt all down to her ankles, but I'm like, that's how they do. They conservative down there. He over there with that country girl. Yeah, okay, whatever. I know growing up, I know I like what I like. But facts, bro, Keith Creek. Okay, LV, I'm always interested in what LV got to say. Because he's one of the balanced brothers. There was definitely intellectual conflict back then. Darrell and Lennon even had a civil back and forth during that time. Yeah, Darrell interviewed Lennon. Didn't they have a debate? Yo, that was classic. And again, y'all, I know I was told on here one time, because I'm always talking about, when I talk to the ladies, I say, you not your great grandmother. You know, because old Lucinda May Jenkins, she went a certain way. Now, see, of course, the people that don't agree with me, they go back to their microphone and say, he always stuck in the past trying to romanticize some stuff, and women back then was being disparaged. They was getting beat on. It was the color purple and all that. Yo, let me tell you something, ladies. It is a fact. Domestic abuse does happen every day. But do not take that as, because some women did suffer, that you don't stand a chance of meeting a good mate and having a fruitful life with kids, grandkids, great-grands, picnics, cookouts, holidays, vacations. Don't you let that slow you down. That whole all men bad, especially black men. Don't buy into that. You are what you think. When you wake up in the morning, man, you gotta manifest it. You create that for yourself. You know? Yeah, it happened. We know it happened. But there was a lot of good too. Back then, people by default, we had to stick together. We were in tight-knit communities. I think we were a lot better off. And yeah, there was a situation, the black man with his frustration in the world. We know we had to deal with a lot of times a woman caught the brunt in certain cases. Yeah, it's always an exception to the rule, but you don't throw out the baby with the bathwater though. Don't shut down. Don't join the other team, because some things went on historically. But I will say this, there was a lot of good back then too that we could use nowadays. See, I feel like this. If it worked, see, we on this new age shit. If our culture, rules and regulations and modes of operations worked for centuries, why are we suddenly abandoning it now for European values? Why? See, I was told by a wise old man who didn't like us calling him a Zen master. He said, nah, they call you Zen master after you die. And he's passed on now. And he said, it's no really right and wrong. It's only what works and what don't work. So you can do things your way in your life, but if you waking up in the morning and you just miserable, alone, sad, can't figure out life, just angry, and then Lord help you, you get to come on here, turn the microphone on and flex your alter ego for the masses, then that might not be working. Ask yourself, are you truly happy? Are you at peace with where you are in life? Or do you find yourself on the internet always constantly talking about how much money you got and how many properties you own and the luxury cars that you have and how pretty and beautiful you are or how ruggedly handsome you are? If you're doing that, then I don't sound like a person that's at peace and happy with me. Because I see people at peace and happy, they're not on here. Most of them don't even have social media. They're too busy being peaceful and happy. And they understand that this social media, this is a tool. This is a tool to be used for a specific purpose. You turn it on and you turn it off, but then not to tell people like me that I can't say that it's a tool, because that's what it is. I truly am not on here to hurt y'all feelings and all that, man. I'm just on here to have fun and laugh. I wish we all could just laugh at ourselves. I wish we could roast and then laugh and go about it. Because some of the shit you even said about me is hilarious. It's funny. It's funny. But I come on here because I heard Slander say he like the uncle at the cookout that telling you, he giving you that real. See, I appreciate him. I appreciate, I'm going to go ahead and dox him real quick. Slander, what's Slander real name? I'll pull it up for y'all. Oh, Kennard Davenport. So Kennard Davenport, for him is why when I come on, I do come on and do this. Because I know that at least one person understands where I'm coming from. Slander's not offended. He not offended by nothing I say. He don't feel belittled. He look at it and say, I'm gonna tell you something. I used to be him. That's why I respect him, because I was young once where he is. But see, I'll tell you something. Slander is more advanced than I was, because he at least could recognize that wisdom was being imparted where I was young and kind of a know-it-all, and I couldn't hear as much shit. So I didn't even know people was trying to school me. I was too busy with full of ideologies and dreams and following the wrong shit, which is a part of growth. So even if only one person understands or hear what I got to say, I'm going to speak the speech. I can't worry about the other 99 that don't like me because I'm cool with this person or I'm over here and I said that. And but this is where we are. We on here we got women telling men how to be fathers, men trying to tell women how to be women, and all this other stuff, man. Look, let me tell you something where your advice is served best. Your advice is served best in your own family, with your own kids. And if you ain't got kids, find some nieces and nephews. And if you ain't got them, get rid of them imaginary kids and go mentor some real ones over at the Boys and Girls Club instead of sitting up on here all day trying to fix the microphone. That's what's up. But anyway, again, people, you can't worry about what people going to say. You can't worry about what they going to think. You got to do what you got to do. See, that's my thing, because I truly don't want to hurt people, but sometimes it does bother me. But that's all I realized. I said, yo, they not really hurt. They just saying that because they want you to feel bad about what you said. See, they don't like the fact that I say his family situation is a personal matter. Oh, no, it can't be, because I got to keep hating this man, and I got to keep talking about how that school ain't open. Yo, here's a question. If that school opened tomorrow, fully staffed with teachers and at least $8 million in funding for the next 3 years, how would it affect or change your life, or what would you actually do? Well, I wouldn't do shit. Are you going to send your kids there? Hell no, I ain't sending my kids there. Hey, I don't even know where my kids at. I don't even talk to them because that bitch got me paying his child support, and because I'm late, she won't let me see my daughter. Bullshit. You don't see your daughter because you don't want to. But anyway, that's another story. So anyway, you wouldn't do nothing. It wouldn't change anything. It would, however, give you something not to talk about. But I will admit this, though. I did find it quite refreshing that the Umar sector was actually talking about Umar. I said, oh, shit, we're back. And it was cool, so I enjoyed it. But see, I have my opinion, too, and my opinion don't line up with y'all's all the time. That's between him. Now, I can understand the daughter feeling the way she feel and making it public. She going to lash out. That's what she going to do. I ain't mad at her either. She's right. She feels like she feel. And if I saw my father out here preaching and being all goody good to people and then treating me some kind of way, I would be pissed off. Yeah, I can understand that. But that's between her. Ain't none of my business. Ain't it really not? And even though he's a famous person, none of these celebrities, they love it. Guess what, y'all? Celebrities love and interact with their children just like you do. Sometimes they don't get along with their kids. Half the time their fame have them on the road. These kids is in private schools with nannies most of the time. So you can respect how they go, with their life. But again, that's just my opinion on that, man. And I don't know if put it like this, anything you say is going to offend somebody. Because otherwise, then what's the point? All right, so check this out. I don't know if I want to know why I got, so you mean to tell me to get on this, I don't understand why you got to get on this device. Why would it have the echo? Let me try this again. Let me try this with this link. I'm just curious, y'all. I'm on here experimenting. I'm just kind of like catching my breath. See, I ain't had to. Again, y'all. My topics usually deals about the subjects, not the people. Now, I could go on and name names and start name drop. Remember back in the day they said I was passive aggressive because I wouldn't say the names. What's the point? See, it's bad enough that what I say is going to ruffle some feathers. It's going to bother somebody. Last thing I want to do, I don't want to, man, y'all want to put the knife in, then you want to jug it back out, then jug it in again, then you want to twist the knife to the side, then you want to pour salt and vinegar in the damn wound. You ain't got to do all that. You can speak your speech. You ain't got to be an asshole and straight up personally hurt people. And yes, well, they do it to you, though. They be saying your name. Man, I heard my name ringing out and shit 4 and 5, 6 and 8 times. Like, goddamn, so what? So what? If the person feel like and then people on the bandwagon with the person, yeah, girl, he do be saying that shit, but why the fuck he wasn't over there when he's supposed to be over there when they was doing that? I could answer each and every question, but what's the point? I thought we was cool. A lot of y'all got each other emails, phone numbers. Shit, you could set up a private chat on YouTube and just go in and talk. You know what I mean? So, shit, why say it? Why say it on the panel? Go say it to the person. Let them know how you feel. Say, yo, if you email me right now and say, man, that shit you said, I know that was in response to what I said. It was kind of effed up, man. It made me cry, hurt my feelings real bad. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try to make that shit right. Even though privately I'm like, man, I'm sorry. I ain't mean to do that. Sometimes it's just hard. You don't want to hurt people, but then on top of that though, how many times you gonna get punched in your face on here without saying some shit? Boy, I done been called everything from gay to the Pedialyte to a bunch of other shit. Now, I did used to preach and say, yo, you ain't got to respond. And I say, yeah, that is true. But you know what? I don't have to respond for myself. But what about other people in my situation that might need some insight? So then this is for them. And you don't have to respond. Or you can respond and you can be tactful. Or you can go directly at the person and rip them a new asshole. You can do that. You can do all of it. Because, see, they'll try to tell you that I'm telling you to be some Zen type shit and be all at peace and namaste and shit. That's not what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, handle it the best way you can. You at the restaurant and the man did something, he insulted your wife or some shit went on. You need to decide how you're going to handle that in the moment. I would suggest try diplomacy before throwing your hands, but it is what it is. Sometimes you in the moment. Sometimes I'll be out there just ready to snap. I just be like, yo, babe, we got to go home because I ain't been doing good for the last couple of weeks, what have you. But that's the thing, though. We come on here and we going to tell everybody what to think, how to believe. And, oh, my God, don't get me started on the beliefs. Look, y'all, a lot of us was raised in Christian households, but we weren't really Christians. Some of us was raised Islamically. Some of us decided to change and become different things as we went along. Some was raised Jehovah's Witness, all kinds of stuff. Man, all I know about this, a lot of that religion stuff wasn't fun growing up. I ain't gonna lie, my family wasn't in no church like that. Mom's was working, holding it down. It was Sunday, shit. She was working every other Sunday. And then on Sunday, she trying to rest and make dinner and stuff. So we wasn't all out there. She said, oh, this is what we believe. Here's a book in there, read it, have a nice day. Decide for yourself. I was baptized in the Islamic faith, rock with that, for forever. I like some of my friends, I don't be putting all the robes and shit on just because it's Ed, nothing like that. I ain't that deep. As I grew on, I just started making my own decisions, doing some things for myself. And now I feel like my motto is live and let live. So mind you, right now in my neighborhood, my neighbors are out with their hammers and nails and shit, and they building those little house thingies because it's Passover. So they got to cover the thing with the materials, and then they got to stay the night in it for one night as symbolic. That's what they do. That's how they get down. They're all Jewish, And I always try to just basically respect what they do. I do be kind of yelling at them in my mind when they walk in the street on Sabbath because I'm like, why y'all ain't on the sidewalk? But, because sometimes the kids be out, and I be like, yo, please get them babies out the street. But anyway, they out here doing their thing. I don't bother them. On Saturdays, on the Sabbath, I don't cut my grass. I don't do no work outside out of respect. I figure, shit, they could be in there praying all day. So last thing they need to hear is my lawnmower, okay? So it's a respect thing. Now, do I got a beef with their beliefs? Do I want to walk around here with 500 years of hatred and say, well, they was financing some of the insurance companies for slavery? Man, I'm not. Look, I'm not dragging that pain through my fucking life, and I'm not taking my kids through that. My mother raised us up in that, kept constantly talking, but the white man is the white man, the white man, the white. I was like, God damn. Boy, I probably would have been scared to go outside by the time I was 17, listening to that. But I heard what she was saying, and I respected her because, see, moms had to do that shit like, can't try the clothes on, go through the back door. This is in B-more. She had to suffer through that bullshit, outside of her stint in L.A. in the college and all. That's dad's story. We ain't gonna talk about that. But, so I respected that. But I said, nah, I'm hearing what she's saying, and a lot of what she says holds true, but I'm not gonna stay stuck in that. And so when we raised our kids, I didn't say no black and white to my kids. I was like, nah, man, y'all gonna see what you gonna see. And I let them see it the way they wanted to see it so they could stand a better chance. And they're okay with it. Now, of course, they do see some things they don't like. You know, my daughter say, why my friend, he from Arabia somewhere, why he say nigga and all? And I said, oh, you need to talk to him about it. Tell him how you feel. Tell him that the shit, whatever. Now, she ain't never heard me say that in here, and I ain't never say it to her. That word, what they never get uttered in this house. But hey, she has her opinion about it, so she gonna deal with that. But you give them a fighting chance. You know what I mean? You give these kids a chance to kind of see what they gonna see. But my whole point is live and let live. You know what I mean? Now, is they holiday bothering me? No. Half the time I got you come at my house, you gonna see Hanukkah decorations out front. When I came, they looked at me, they said, yo, you Jewish? I said, no. They was like, yo, damn, yo, you got all the you got the lights in the window, the banners and shit. I was like, ain't this what y'all doing? They was like, oh, cool. Guess what? Hey man, shit, all kind of cakes and pastries be showing up on my doorstep. You know, sometimes on the Sabbath, their oven on, their AC cut off, they knock on my door, I go over there, turn their shit on, I turn it off. Man, it's just being neighborly. You know, it's what we do. I don't have no hatred in me, whatever. They believe what they want to believe. I don't need to convince them to believe anything else or be anything other than what they're doing right now. I'm comfortable with who I am. See, the thing is, though, we always do that. Matter of fact, I don't want to keep referencing the one individual, but the brother also, there's some people around here that deem themselves to be religious. But what do, right? We say, man, how you supposed to be this and you out here on the internet doing that? Guess what? If you call yourself a Muslim, Jewish, Christian, Buddhist, Taoist, or whatever ist that you got, nobody ever said it meant perfect. Now, I will admit, if you tell somebody you're a Muslim, they do expect to see certain things. Like they expect you better not be drinking, you better not smoke, guess what? Muslims smoke, drink, cuss, do everything. We're all just human beings. We just have different beliefs. None of us is better, and you fail at the belief. Matter of fact, that's how you get better. You don't join the church at day one and you automatically come in there with the Holy Ghost. It don't work like that. You know what I mean? It's going to take some time. It's going to take some building. But anyway, I just appreciate it for the people that do receive what I'm saying, the people that's not offended, and I'm not angry and I'm not hurt. I just have my own way and time of dealing with things. I'm going to come on. I'm going to deal with it, and then I'm going to hit it and get the hell off of it. And I'm not going to respond to everything. You know what I'm saying? There's no need for me to, oh, God, he going live about me. Let me run over here and go live, and I got to say something to my imaginary friends on the internet. Now, I ain't got to do all that. I believe in truth is truth, man. We all struggling. We all not perfect, and we all trying to do better. I just don't get the whole point why it's always we got to go out our way. I mean, look, at the end of the day, right, if you got somebody in your family, because y'all notorious for this shit. Your cousin get out of jail, he converted to Islam. I talked about this before. He comes home. Man, the first thing y'all want to do, and I tell new Muslims too, I like to talk to them. I say, look, man, when you go in somebody's house, brother, you going to your family house, Nana and them, don't ask them what the fuck is in the ingredients. Yo, just don't eat. Yo, if the shit if it's a pot roast and it's sitting there and it's all meat, eat the pot roast. If it got them little baby potatoes around it, eat those, okay? The string beans, you don't add, that shit probably a ham hock. Yo, just even eat before you get there and just keep that shit light, okay? Because soon as you ask Nana, is this pork? And then she going, your ass was raised on pork. And then you a new Muslim, so you want to start talking about Leviticus 11:7, and I'm sorry, I'm saying it right. Acts 10, Leviticus 11:7, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, about the whole pork thing and all that, man. That's what I'm saying. That's the same thing. You're now a new Muslim, and now you want to dictate and lecture the Christians about what they should be doing. Live and let live. Eat before your ass get here. If you're a Muslim and you don't know what's in the shit, go to one of your Jewish friends' house and eat over there, because I guarantee you ain't nothing pork in that kitchen. Now, it might not be a lot of nothing but salt this season, but you ain't got to worry about contaminating your ass, okay? Meanwhile, you got a boar bristle brush that's made from a fucking pig and brushing your hair with it. But that's another story. Don't go into places with that leading off with your religion. Do you, man. And guess what? If you happen to eat the string beans and find out later that it was a neck bone floating, guess what, man? Allah ain't going to be mad at you. You didn't know. Okay? But yo, chill. And I know in your heart you want to save people. Some of y'all, you get a new religion, you want to go say, I gotta straighten out my people, cause Allah is the true God. That's why in Roots, when he was holding up the kunta to the moon, and he said, "Behold, Allah, not one greater," cause we was Muslims before we was here. Well, that's great, but y'all love to look back in the past. You was Muslims, and your ass was still on that slave ship, man. So I'm just saying, it's what works and what don't work. But here we are, hundreds of years later, and we all are different ideologies, different shades, different cultures, different language. We got different backgrounds, and y'all sitting here, and some of you say you pro-black, man. Oh, and I love these new arguments about who black and what ain't black enough, and biracial and all this other stuff, man. Shit, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, go pull your DNA. Most of you got about 20%. 20 to 20, maybe 20 to 25% European blood in your veins right now. But y'all want to talk about the next people and how they are mixed and this and that. Man, look, check this out. I'm not biracial, meaning I don't have a parent from each race. So I don't know what it's like to grow up with that. I shout out to Golden Goddess and that crew. I've learned a lot from just listening to them and looking at the insights of what it was like. Because see, the thing is, you always imagine somehow it's better. Like I had a good friend growing up, one of my best friends, and he was an only child. And this dude had every toy known to man. He had bikes, everything. Boy, he had all the good food, all the good cereals. He had everything. I used to be like, man, I wish I was an only child. But you know what? On a rainy ass day, he can't come outside with none of that shit. And he by himself. And talking to him, he wished he had brothers and sisters. See, it's always greener on the other side. You think, and when I listen to the biracial children talk about what it was like growing up around a black family, half the aunts and shit hating them because, they showing them love, they getting attention they don't want, their cousins resenting them because somehow they treat it more special, than sometimes they're disparaged. Man, it's hard because, and see, here's the thing. It's our families. If you are a biracial person and you had to go around your white side or your black side, and if you ran into any difficulties, and it wasn't your fault as a kid, it's the adults. So I look at y'all now and say, we're adults now. Why are we still creating problems for other people that believe shit different from what we do? Why are we creating problems for people that are mixed or ain't black enough or too black or whatever? Why? Why are we creating problems? Damn, they got it hard. It's hard enough in the world. Y'all told me stop talking shit and go create the content or be the change. I'm telling you, be the goddamn change. Why you got to be the one to put somebody down because of what they is, because of your own self-loathing and hatred? Then you go out and demonstrate compassion to people. Show me how the fuck to do it. Don't tell me to go do it. I'm the only one. And then when I stand up for them, I speak for them. Instead of you saying, you know what, bro, you right, I could tune myself up a little bit, you're going to run back and try to offset everything I say, create false narratives, put lies and shit on me. Yo, if you find yourself running around from every fucking panel, dropping the same 5 names, trying to get everybody to hate the people that you hate, I say you the fucking problem. I say the blackout meeting should deal with getting rid of your ass. Because, see, the rest of us don't want to roll with that shit. The rest of us want to have dialogue. The rest of us want to be able to come on a panel without the dog fighting and shit all the fucking time, and we got something we want to say and we want to be heard. The rest of us don't want to come to your panel where you ain't moderating your shit and you letting people get blindsided when they trying to make serious points. You know what I mean? Yo, it's called the mute button. Turn them the fuck off. They've been talking for 20 minutes. Let the other person speak. That's why I don't go to panels. I can't even get on the panel. I'm backstage. I'm sitting there. The people's running the same rhetoric over and over again. Y'all not ready for no dialogue. So I say, yeah, I do miss some shit about 2019. Oh, but it's not everybody. I was looking at, did y'all see Josephine this weekend? Excellent. We were in the car listening to it. Great conversation. And you know what I noticed? They weren't name dropping. The ladies was having a conversation about individuals, imagined or real. And it was a good conversation. It was peaceful. It wasn't the yelling. It wasn't the cussing. It wasn't it wasn't a low self-esteem up on the panel. The sisters, they did it. and it was great. It was very refreshing. So I feel like, you know what? Let me join the crowd. Let me come on here and drop, some of my ideas too. When I came on here, y'all, I didn't even have a subject. I thought I was gonna talk about A, B, and C, and it's probably the same shit. That's another thing too. They say it's repetitious. It's repetitious. Yo, when they tell you repeating shit, that's another tactic they use to try to shut you down. Calling you repetitious means I don't have any new or fresh ideas, so I have to attack the other person because they saying some shit I don't want to hear. Here's the question. If you're repetitious and they call you repetitious and say your content is boring and it's trash, why the fuck are they over there listening to you every damn day, hate watching? See, that's the problem. Tell them to hold the mirror up and say, well, how crazy is you to be sitting here listening to me every day? How? Why are you here? You could be somewhere else. And then when you look at their content, guess what? Every day repeating the same narratives over and over and over. Please don't like Dr. Bombay. Please don't like him. Please don't like Cutie One. Please don't like Stargate. Please don't like a sexy toy lady. That's your whole rhetoric. Just run around trying to get everybody not to like the other person. Well, guess what? We're all here. Some of us really got something to say. I do music, love or hate it, and for the people that don't like it, guess what? They watch it anyway, because the shit makes you want to click on it. What is he talking about now? This fool on here singing some Michael Jackson, what is he doing now? Hey, look, and check this out. Because your ops don't like me, that don't mean you can comment. You ain't got to be afraid. F them. You want to say you like the shit, did it make you laugh? Then say it made you laugh. F your homegirl, your homeboy, what they think. Because they playing the shit too. I ain't got no 100 goddamn views in one day by itself. Somebody playing the shit. So stop being, stop. See me, I will go to any chat room anywhere. I don't care who it is. I don't care I could go anywhere. I go to Sexy Toy Lady. I go to Anti-Afro Post. I go to Remix. I go anywhere I want to go. Because I'm a man. Don't nobody tell me who to like and who not to like. Oh, you don't like the fact that I'm over here? Oh, well, tough titty, yo, you got to deal with that shit. That ain't my problem. Because I pay for this internet. I pay for this electricity. I pay for this equipment. I pay for this broadcasting shit I'm on now. Pay for all that myself. So I'm going to do what I got to do. And I'm going to comment where I want to comment at. You know what I mean? I suggest you do the same, man. You on here, be free. Why you want to be on here in some bubble? I got to rock with him because... Now, if they giving you cash apps, which means you basically sold your soul, that's okay. I understand that. Because some of these dummies will give your ass hundreds and hundreds of dollars to just be a fucking echo chamber and a poly parrot. Go right ahead. Get their money. Drain they dumb ass. Drain the whole wallet. I applaud you. Shit, I'll help you do it. You know what I mean? But if you're not on here on the payroll, then goddamn it, go say what you got to say. You know what I'm saying? What Speakeasy say? Let's go back to 2019 so y'all can eat all the Umar sandwiches all y'all want again. Oh, something else about that. For you so-called sector historians, I know something that you might not know. Shit, about 40% of you SOBs was over there on Lenin chat. Y'all was Leninites, lemon lovers, And then y'all over here talking some shit about history like y'all was from day one or something over here. No, you wasn't. You was over there on the other side listening to him talk shit about Umar, Darrell, and everybody else. And now all of a sudden you act like, oh, you was over here rocking from day one. Nah, you wasn't. Man, just keep it a buck. And it's okay. It don't matter where you came from. Don't matter if you was AFW. Don't matter if you was a lemon lover. Don't matter if you was Umar, if you broke brothers check. It don't matter. Conscious, Sinetta, don't matter where you came from. You here now. But please stop trying to act like y'all built this shit. About 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, everybody was in the sector talking about how they built the sector and shit. I was the first one. Everybody was the first. Man, shit. It don't matter what you doing now, though. What you building now. What you creating now, other than talking shit. What you do. What's your talent. What you do. Tearing other people's shit down. You don't like my songs? Cool, don't fucking like it. It got an unlike, but click the unlike button. Or matter of fact, write unlike in the comments. Somebody unsubbed. I was like, God damn, I hit a nerve. I hit a nerve, yo. Is that serious as shit? Oh, fuck him. It It's probably because it's somebody you rock with. You ain't like what I said about them. Man, I don't know. It don't even matter. I ain't on here for subs. This shit ain't monetized. Like Stargate said, I'm shadow banned because I got so much copyrighted shit on here, and I got my originals, but I'm not on here to make a living on here. So I'm surprised I got this much time to talk on the day off. It's been over an hour. Y'all know me. I usually get a good hour out before I start really babbling. He said, I was definitely a little lover. Brother, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so, Bumpy. Sally, say it ain't so. Oh, man. Hey, it's all good, though. Look, bro, check this out. But I went to witness protection, changed my name back new. You know what's funny? Believe it or not, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I came up on some of Lennon Honor early shit when he was talking about the conscious sector, and that shit made so much sense. I mean, I started clicking on I said, this brother got something. But then, I guess the Umar stuff became more lucrative, so he went with that. See, again, I celebrate Lennon Honor. Lennon, get your money. Come on in. Talk about, hey, if you talked about Umar every day for 4 years and your ass made over $100,000, I celebrate you. Because anybody that's going to sit there and listen to you hate on another brother for hours and hours and give you their hard-earned money every day, here's the question. When y'all doing that shit, I'm supporting this person, are you getting something in exchange? Are you getting something back? Or he's fueling, yeah, because I really hate him. So they fueling your hate and you pay for that? See, that's another thing, too, that killed me about y'all. Y'all will sit here and tell me that you want more material and people got to go do different content and all this. But then y'all ever notice when y'all go back to y'all channels and do y'all real shit talking about politics, world news, events, frog jumping contests in your town or whatever, that them people don't show the fuck up to tune in? They don't tune in to hear you. Because they not real, you know. They want you to come on here and be fighting and feuding all this other dumb shit every day that don't pay the bills. A lot of them come on here to do it because they know you gonna pay them. You know, shit. Yo, now I'm saying this, they gonna say he's saying that because he ain't getting paid. Yo, fuck, I got a bank account. I work every day. And shit, if I depended on this shit, I'm gonna tell you something I wouldn't do. If I wasn't working or couldn't work, I would not come on here starting shit every day and talking shit and being evil just for a couple of dollars. Like, I'd be ashamed of my damn self. I'd do something. I wouldn't be sitting on here. If I happen to get a couple of dollars, that's fine. But what did I told y'all? I told you, you can spend hours and hours and hours being on here. I do other shit with my time. Now, that song, yo, let me tell you how I did that. So it was Thursday night. The idea was in my mind. I pulled the original lyrics up and I wrote the parody lyrics. Friday daytime, I kind of spread out the mix because I mixed that from the original track. It's 61 tracks. I mixed it during the day, got a pretty tight mix at lunchtime. Then at night, I recorded the vocals and I mixed the song the rest of the way down. And then I had to go back, add more vocals Saturday afternoon because I was doing errands. We were going out. We was doing all kind of shit in between. And so it took a couple hours to get it done. But that's something that I used to do that like once a week. I can't do that every day, yo. It takes up too much time from the week. And there's just not enough time to do it in. So I wish I could come on here more and talk more and have real structured shows and put all the graphics up and all the other stuff. But that's very time consuming. And there ain't really no panels where I can go, you know, that I can really get on. We can just have these conversations because the minute I'm up there, here go op A, B, and C want to come on with the same rhetoric, trying to troll and all that dumbass shit don't nobody need to hear. Man, y'all derail the shit out of shows. Sometimes it be good shows until your goofy ass show up. You ever think about just shutting the fuck up, not saying nothing today? Like, just let other people breathe. Like, can we hear the content? You know, I want to hear other folk. You know what I mean? And then if you're going to review this, if for some reason you feel compelled to play back what I'm saying and review it, and you want to just tear it off, you know, it's your right. You can review me and tear the shit all the way down. You can call me hypocrite, say everything, whatever. Say whatever you want to say. But the one thing you can say is I'm a liar. Because know why? This is just my opinion. It ain't necessarily facts. It's just how I see things. The same way your content is how you see things. Ain't no better, ain't no worse. Some people like it, some people don't. But anyway, y'all, it's been an hour and 20 minutes. I I'm trying to figure out how I can get the hell out of here. Okay, so layers and all right. So I didn't have an outro. Oh, you know what? Um, Nah, I ain't gonna do that. I was gonna pull up a whole nother joint to get us out. A whole nother song. But what I'll do is I'll just go ahead on and maybe I'll just rerun the same song again. Right? Nah, or better yet, I'll just play an outro of some sorts. Because this is Truth Be Told, episode number, I don't know, 6, 7, or 8. But they got me broadcast as another boring live. I haven't figured all this stuff out yet, y'all. I'm not on here every day. Y'all gotta call me and walk me through some of this. But I appreciate you listening, and I appreciate you giving me your time to hear me go on and on and on about life and how I see things. You know, this is just my perspective. And I love the 12 and 13 people that come through. I call them the Ocean 11 because I usually get 11. And I'm very grateful for that because I feel like this. If you got 12 or 13 people listening, man, yo, that's a blessing. You know, one, a lot of y'all, man, you know, you ain't had nobody listening. And I had 80 people and I had, yo, come on, bro. All right, that's cool. Is that, now, if that's what it is, that's what it is. That means I ain't that good at it, right? Or whatever. That's cool. That's cool. But I like to see the glasses half full, and I'm happy with the people that took that time out to tune in with me. And man, I'm sorry if I offended anybody. You know, I didn't wake up this morning to offend people. You know, but you know what though? The same way you got a microphone and you got a right to say what you got to say and see it how you see it, I'ma see it how I see it. And you know, if you know me personally, you know I ain't on here to cause no harm, right? But sometimes we cause harm when we're not even trying to. Sometimes we do it when we're trying. But you can always make it right. See, Bobby Johnson, if you steal the man's goods, you have an opportunity to return those goods. If you say a man's name and you disparage him, you can apologize for that. But once you take a life, OG Bobby Johnson, you cannot give him that back. How many? Come on, y'all. Ministers, what is that? South Central. All right, anyway, I'm going to get ready to go. I'm corny as shit. I'm going to get ready to go. And, oh, look, I'm going to get ready to go. And I appreciate y'all coming through, man, and just listening. And maybe I'm going to try to get out to y'all panels, you know, for the civil panels. We can have these discussions. And we're not going to sit here and talk about what people have done. And I'm not going to come off like that. You know, I know all of us, man, we all struggling. We all trying to have a better life. And truthfully, all beings want happiness and want peace in their life, from the lowest amoeba up to the highest life form, you human beings. You know, you all want the same thing. We all want love in our lives and happiness. And I hope, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you find it. You know, I hope you find it within yourself and then a special someone to share it with, because it don't go the other way around. Your happiness and peace is not in the special someone, because if that was the case, bro, you wouldn't have so many special someones. You got a lot of them. So that's not where it's at. And it's really not where it's at with the money, because the richest man in the world is up there crying every day on camera because his stock is dropping. Right? And he got all the money in the world. Oh, by the way, he got all your money. That's all your tax money he got. Now that's a whole nother conversation, y'all, we could go into. You know? By the way, y'all, they taking your whole goddamn government apart, and you sitting here beefing and shit, going back and forth about who like who and why you giving her more attention, and you over there with him and my ops and all this other dumb shit. You gonna wake up and the whole fucking power grid gonna be off. They out here with tariff wars going on. Now, I can tell you about that, but guess what? There's so much saturation with this on YouTube, I even get tired of it coming up in my feed. So I damn sure not gonna come on here and bombard you with that. But I'm gonna say, y'all, don't be like that movie. You better look up, right? And know this though, white folk is out protesting. April 5th, they taking their ass out. Now, anytime, let me tell you something. To my white brothers and sisters, anytime they go outside with picket signs and shit, yo, shit done got real. Okay? Remember at the Capitol? That was some real shit. That was an insurrection in your lifetime. Now these folks is talking about 1 million of them going out here. Yo, y'all better wake your black ass up. Cause didn't I say I was leaving? Anyway, the minute a black person get killed by a cop, y'all all out there ready to burn the whole goddamn city down over one person. But meanwhile, your whole country is falling apart, and you're a part of that. Cause ain't nobody gonna protect you when this shit is said and done. Them folks is out there ready to get it in. I had one of my family members, I said, I might have to go out there and roll with them. They was like, man, shit, I ain't going out there. I said, that's some funny shit, though. But meanwhile, Jannard and them get fucking killed by the cop. You out there riding and burning shit. Downtown, breaking, stealing sneakers. But then with some real shit is going down. But I'm going to tell you something, man. Anytime them folks is out there, shit getting real. Because the last time they was outside, it was a whole fucking Revolutionary War. You know what I mean? They was up there throwing tea and shit in the harbor. I'm just saying, you better wake your ass up and get real. We all come on here and joke and clown, but I'm saying, man, y'all, you look, there's some other stuff we need to do. We need to organize. And I say organizers, not these race hustlers out here talking about every time something go wrong, he go to ambulance chase a civil rights lawyer and them other dude with the perm and shit collecting checks. You know what I mean? But that's a whole nother show. We're going to save that for a brother of a certain age. We're going to save that for his panel. Matter of fact, me and the brothers were supposed to hook up and do some stuff, which this would have been a great time had I thought about it. But I did not. And damn it, why'd I do this live? Because now it's going to be in front of the post I just did. I ain't even let that thing breathe. Look what y'all made me do. I gave up 90 minutes. What time is it? Oh, man, it's 12 o'clock. See, half my day gone. I was doing some stuff around here, but I'm about to get into it. Anyway, y'all, I really appreciate that. I appreciate you coming out. And don't hate me, because you can't be me. But go ahead and do your content. You know, like I said, go ahead and respond. Go ahead, whatever, take it personal. Call me names. Do what you want. Whatever brings you peace, I'm good with it. I'm serious. I mean that. All right. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. And let me go ahead and figure this out. Let's go ahead on and let me give y'all my truth be told outro. You ain't saying in a minute. Let's go ahead and roll.